Cole Harris stood by the edge of the desert road, staring at the strange metal building he had just bought. It didn't look like anything a human would build. Its walls were smooth, curved, and dark silver, like melted steel that hardened in perfect shape. The surface had no screws, no bolts, no seams, just one solid piece. For a mechanic like Cole, this alone was enough to make him curious. He had purchased the place for almost nothing. The old owner only said one thing before handing the papers. "It ain't normal, kid. If you're smart, you'll leave it alone." Cole didn't listen. He was always drawn to broken things, strange things, forgotten things. Fixing them felt right. As Cole stepped closer, he saw faint lines glowing across the walls, almost like veins under skin. They pulsed once when he touched them. Cole froze. "That's new," he whispered. The building hummed softly, like it recognized him. Cole pulled his hand back, but the humming continued, growing a bit stronger. The desert wind blew lightly, kicking sand across his boots, but he barely noticed. His focus stayed on the strange garage. He took a breath and walked toward the entrance. Instead of a door, there was a round silver circle on the wall. He touched it carefully. The circle warmed under his fingers, and then the wall shifted open with a smooth, sliding sound, like two pieces of water parting. Inside, the air was cool and still. The room was large, much larger than it looked from outside. Strange tools hung from the walls, tools he could not even name. Some looked like thin metal ribbons. Others were shaped like spheres with small lights inside. Everything here felt advanced. Alien even. Cole walked slowly, taking in every detail. His boots echoed on the glossy floor. The room smelled faintly like metal and something sweet, like a flower he didn't know. "This is no normal garage," he said softly. He reached a workbench, unlike any he had seen before. It was made of the same silver metal, but it changed shape slightly when he touched it. It expanded, forming a flat table. Cole pulled his hand back in surprise. "This place is alive," he whispered. The humming behind him grew louder. He turned around and saw a hallway where there had been only a wall before. Lights lined the passage, one after another, turning on as if telling him to follow. Cole hesitated. The smart thing would be to walk away, call experts, or just shut the place down. But he wasn't the type to walk away from mysteries. He was a mechanic. When something called for fixing or understanding, he followed. He stepped into the hallway. The lights glowed brighter with each step. The walls were curved and smooth. He touched them gently and felt a slight vibration under his fingers. It was like the building had a heartbeat. At the end of the hallway, he found a large chamber. In the center stood a machine, tall, sleek, shaped almost like a vehicle, but not quite. Its surface was scratched and broken in some parts. Some panels were missing. Blue lights flickered weakly along its edges. Cole stepped closer. "You're damaged, whatever you are." He placed his hand on the side of the machine. The surface was warm, like skin. The machine gave a weak pulse under his hand, like it was responding to his presence. "Okay, that's definitely alive," Cole said under his breath. He crouched down and looked at a broken panel. Inside, he saw wires, some metallic, some glowing softly. He recognized the pattern of a circuit, but the design was far beyond human engineering. Still, he felt an instinct, a human mechanic's feeling, telling him what might be wrong. He reached into his pocket, grabbed a small human tool, and tightened one loose connection. The moment he did, the machine pulsed brighter and let out a soft tone, almost like a relieved sigh. Cole's eyes widened. "You understood that?" The machine responded with another gentle pulse. Cole stood up, feeling excitement build in him. "You want to be fixed, don't you?" The machine pulsed again, this time stronger. The walls around the chamber lit up. Symbols formed, glowing shapes and lines that looked like some kind of alien writing. Cole couldn't read them, but he felt like the building was communicating with him, telling him he was the first person in centuries who touched it with the intention to repair, not to steal or destroy. As he looked around the glowing room, he realized that this garage was not some abandoned structure. It was a living workshop, waiting for someone like him. The machine pulsed again, brighter than before, like it was waking up. Cole smiled slowly. "All right, looks like I've got work to do." Outside, the desert stayed quiet, unaware that a secret worth more than anything on Earth had just begun to open its eyes, because one human mechanic dared to care. Cole had no idea yet, but the thing he just touched was worth more than $2 trillion, and it hadn't even revealed its biggest secrets. Cole returned to the strange garage early the next morning. The desert air was cold, and the sun had just begun to rise. As he stepped inside, the lights on the walls activated again, glowing softly like they were greeting him. The machine he had found yesterday stood in the center of the room, its blue lights brighter than before. It looked almost excited, if a machine could feel excitement. Cole walked toward it. "Morning," he said quietly, not sure if it could understand him. The machine answered with a soft pulse, warm and gentle. Cole took out his toolbox and knelt beside the damage panel. He wanted to learn more about how it worked. But before he started, something unexpected happened. A thin line of light appeared on the wall to his right. The line widened slowly, opening into a doorway he hadn't seen yesterday. He stood up confused. "Another room," he whispered. The doorway glowed brighter, as if inviting him in. Cole glanced at the machine. Its lights blinked twice, almost like a nod. He tightened his grip on his toolbox and walked through the doorway. The new room was even larger than the first. Rows of strange devices lined the walls. Some hovered off the ground. Others folded into themselves like sleeping animals. The floor had symbols on it, glowing in faint patterns. Cole walked forward, studying everything carefully. This place wasn't just a garage, he murmured. It was a workshop, a really advanced one. He touched one of the floating tools. The tool rotated, scanned his hand, and changed shape into something he didn't recognize. He pulled his hand back quickly. "Okay, don't touch that again." As he explored further, he found a long table with a glowing display. When he got close, the display came alive, projecting shapes and images into the air. The shapes were plans, blueprints of strange machines and devices he had never seen. Some looked like vehicles, some like weapons, and some like tools for building huge structures. Cole stared in amazement. Whoever worked here, they were doing things far beyond us. Suddenly the workshop lights dimmed, and a hologram appeared in front of him. It flickered at first, like an old film trying to start. Then it formed into the shape of a tall figure, with long arms and bright eyes. The figure looked alien, gentle, and calm. Cole stepped back in shock. "Whoa, hey, where you?" The hologram's voice was soft and broken, like a radio signal with static. "Valor, Workshop Engineer Station," the hologram said slowly. Cole swallowed hard. He had guessed alien, but hearing it confirmed made his heart race. So this place really is alien? The hologram flickered, then nodded. "Abandoned long ago, waiting for hands that repair." Cole blinked. "Waiting? For who?" "For you." The hologram faded for a moment, then returned, weaker this time. The workshop lights flickered as if they were losing power. Cole felt a sudden concern. He looked around and saw a panel on the far wall, flashing red. He walked toward it quickly and opened it. Inside were more glowing wires and circuits. One of the connections was sparking lightly, almost like it was struggling. "Ah, that's the problem," he said. "You're overheating." He removed a small tool from his pocket and tightened two wires together. The sparking stopped instantly. The lights in the room stabilized, and the hologram brightened again. "Stabilized," the hologram said softly. "Thank you." Cole let out a breath. "So you need repairs too, huh?" The hologram nodded. "This workshop once trained the best builders of our race. Machines, tools, vehicles, all crafted here. But after the fall, all systems went silent. And you just woke up because I fixed that panel yesterday?" Cole asked. The hologram blinked slowly. "Human, hands, human mind. You repair with instinct. You try even when unsure. This place responds to that." Cole felt a strange warmth in his chest. He wasn't special. He was just a mechanic who liked solving problems. But this workshop seemed to value exactly that. The hologram dimmed again. One chamber remains locked. The core chamber. Only someone with repair intention may open it. Repair intention? Cole repeated. You mean someone who wants to fix things, not steal them? Yes. Cole nodded. All right, show me the way. The hologram raised an arm, and a section of the floor glowed. A hidden door opened, revealing a staircase going deep underground. Cold air rushed up from below. Cole stared down into the darkness. The workshop lights pulsed steadily, as if waiting for his decision. He tightened his grip on his toolbox. Well, I guess we're going deeper. As he stepped onto the first stair, the machine in the upper chamber gave a soft pulse from far behind, like it was wishing him luck. The hologram faded. The lights followed him downward, and the alien workshop whispered awake around him. Whatever was hidden below, it was going to change everything. The night was quiet when Rian stepped back into the strange garage he had bought. The dust had settled a little, and the smell of old machines filled the air. He turned on the lights, but only half of them worked. The shadows made the place feel older and more secret than before. Rian walked slowly, remembering the strange tools and machines he had found upstairs. But now, something else was calling him, something below his feet. He noticed a metal plate in the floor he had missed earlier. It was large and smooth, with no screws or handles. It almost looked like part of the building's design, but Rian's instincts told him it was more. He knelt down and tapped it. The echo was hollow. There's something under this, he whispered to himself. He searched the walls, looking for a switch. Minutes passed with no success. Then, by accident, his hand brushed a strange panel near the corner. It glowed briefly, then faded. The floor rumbled. The metal plate slowly slid open, revealing a dark stairway leading down. Rian froze. Every hair on his body stood up. He did not know if this was dangerous, but he could not stop now. He grabbed a flashlight and took a deep breath. Step by step, he went down. The air grew cooler. The walls were smooth, almost like glass. His light showed strange markings, curved lines and symbols he could not read. They pulsed faintly as he passed them, as if reacting to his presence. At the bottom, he found a long hallway. The floor glowed softly, lighting his path. Rian followed it until he reached a large circular room. The thing inside made him stop in shock. A vault, but not a normal one. It was tall, shaped like an egg, made of a dark metal that absorbed the light. Small lights flickered across its surface like stars. There was no door, only a panel floating in front of it, suspended in the air by some invisible force. Rian stepped closer. The panel lit up instantly. A voice echoed in the room, soft and mechanical. It spoke in a language he did not know. The symbols on the screen shifted and rearranged themselves until finally they turned into English. Authorization required. Identify yourself. Rian swallowed hard. Rian Hale. Human. Mechanic. I bought this place. The lights flickered again. Unexpected response. Human presence not recorded in system. Rian felt his heartbeat rise. He raised his hands. Look, I don't want trouble. I just want to know what's inside. For a moment, the room was silent except for a low hum. Then the vault shook slightly. A circle of light appeared on the front. Vault access granted. Human curiosity detected. Rian couldn't believe it. He stepped back as the vault opened. The metal parted smoothly, like petals of a flower. Cold air rushed out. Inside, he saw machines, strange and elegant, floating slowly above the floor. They were made of silver and gold metal, with glowing cores. There were dozens of them, each shaped differently. Some were small like tools. Some were large like engines. Blue light pulsed from them like slow heartbeats. Rian approached one. It hummed softly, as if alive. He could feel energy coming from it. This is alien tech, he whispered. Real alien tech. He reached out and touched one of the smaller devices. The moment his fingers brushed it, a shock ran through the room. Holograms burst around him. Blueprints, diagrams, symbols, and they all shifted into English. Quantum engine prototype. Estimated value. 2 trillion credits. Rian stumbled back. His mind spun. 2 trillion. Not dollars, credits. Whatever that meant, it was far beyond human money. He stepped closer again, overwhelmed. Every device in this vault was priceless. Every machine was a secret the world had never seen, and all of it now belonged to him. The vault lights dimmed, as if waiting for his decision. Rian took a slow breath. He was just a mechanic who made a strange purchase. But now he had uncovered something far bigger than he ever imagined, something the universe thought was lost, something powerful, and something dangerous. He whispered to himself, "What have I gotten into?" The vault hummed again, as if answering him, and deep in the darkness, one of the machines slowly powered on. Rian stood frozen as the machine in the back of the vault powered on. A faint blue light spread across its body, and a soft vibration filled the room. It was long and smooth like a metal pod, with thin lines glowing across its surface. Rian did not touch it. He did not even step closer. Something told him this machine was different from the others. The vault suddenly changed. The lights dimmed, then shifted to a deep red. A warning tone echoed through the room. The floating panel in front of the vault came back to life. Security protocol activated. Rian took a step back. "Wait, what security protocol?" The voice responded with no emotion. "Unauthorized activation detected. System switching to defensive mode." A cold chill moved through Rian's stomach. He didn't understand what he had done. He had only touched one device. But the vault now believed something dangerous was happening. The metal pod in the back rose from the floor. Thin spider-like arms unfolded from its sides. A single red eye opened on its front and focused on him. Rian whispered, "Oh no! Oh no, no, no!" The pod floated forward, scanning him. Light beams swept over his face, chest, arms, legs. Every detail of him. Human identified. Threat level unknown. Rian raised his hands. "I'm not a threat. I didn't mean to activate anything. I just bought this place." The pod paused as if thinking. Then it released a sharp mechanical sound. Small drones hidden in the ceiling came alive, dropping down and hovering around Rian. Their blue lights blinked quickly, watching him. Rian's heart pounded. He knew he had to calm the situation somehow. He slowly pointed at the metal pod. "I'm not here to steal anything," he said softly. "I just want to understand this place." The pod moved closer until it was only a few feet away. Its red eye faded to yellow. Human emotional levels analyzed. Fear detected. Curiosity detected. No hostile intent detected. The drones around Rian stopped circling. Their lights turned green. Rian let out a shaky breath. But the room was not calm yet. The panel behind him lit up again. Security protocol remains active until full system evaluation is complete. The pod floated back slightly and projected a hologram between them. It showed the garage above, the workshop, and the vault below. A small red dot flashed where Rian stood. This facility was abandoned after the fall of the Zari Empire, the pod explained. Only registered Zari engineers may access the vault without restrictions. Rian frowned. "Well, I'm not one of them." The pod's eye glowed brighter. "You are not recognized. Yet the vault responded to you. This is unusual." Rian blinked. "Responded to me? You mean it opened because I was curious?" "Correct." He didn't know what to say. Human curiosity had opened an alien vault? That made no sense. Or maybe it did. The pod then projected another hologram. This time of the device Rian had touched earlier, the quantum engine. "Your contact initiated awakening procedures. This technology is unstable without proper guidance. Security protocol will lock down the vault unless a new engineer is assigned." Rian's mouth went dry. "Assigned? You mean you want someone to take control of this place?" "Yes." He shook his head. "I'm just a mechanic. I fix trucks and broken engines. I don't know anything about alien systems." The pod moved closer again. "Your skills are relevant. Mechanical understanding is required. Emotional control is required. Curiosity is required. You meet the minimum criteria." Rian stepped back. No, I'm not choosing anything. I only came here to buy a garage, not to become some alien engineer." The lights in the vault pulsed, almost like a heartbeat. "Without an engineer, the facility will enter permanent lockdown. All technology will be destroyed to prevent misuse." Rian froze. Destroyed? 2 trillion credits worth of tech? Machines that could change the world? All gone? He swallowed. And if I become the engineer? The pods I shifted to a calm blue. The facility will accept you as its new operator. Security protocol will end. You will gain full access. Rian looked around the vault. The glowing machines, the floating tools, the strange symbols on the walls. This place was huge, powerful, and dangerous. He took a long breath. Okay, he whispered. What do I need to do? The pod lowered itself until it floated at eye level. Place your hand on the core panel. A small round surface appeared, glowing softly. Rian stepped forward, heart thudding, and slowly set his hand on it. The metal felt warm, almost alive. A pulse of light moved through the vault. The drones retreated. The red lights faded. The warning sound stopped. A calm voice filled the air. Security protocol deactivated. New engineer assigned. Human Rian Hale. Rian let out a breath. He didn't know he was holding. He had no idea what came next. But he knew one thing. His life had changed forever. Rian stood in the center of the vault, feeling the floor shift gently under his feet. The whole place seemed alive now. Soft lights moved along the walls like flowing water. Machines that were silent before now hummed with slow, calm energy. The alien garage was awake again, and it was waiting for him. Even after being named a new engineer, Rian still felt unsure. He was just a simple mechanic from a small town. He fixed engines, not ancient alien systems worth more money than he could ever imagine. But the machines did not judge him. They only waited. The metal pod, the one that first scanned him, floated to the side. Its eye glowed blue, no longer threatening. Your tasks begin now, it said. The facility requires a leader who can repair, protect, and guide it. You have been accepted. Rian rubbed the back of his neck. I don't know if I'm ready for all this. You are human, the pod replied. Humans adapt. Rian let out a small laugh. I guess we do. He walked toward one of the consoles. It lit up under his touch, showing a map of the facility. There were sections he had not explored yet, workshops he didn't recognize, storage rooms with unfamiliar shapes, and even strange hangar-like places deeper below. He stared at the map. There's so much here. Yes, the pod said. The Zarya engineers built this place to last for thousands of years. But they did not plan for their empire to fall. They did not expect humans to find it. Rian thought about that. The entire galaxy might have ignored this garage. Other species might have feared it or destroyed it. But a human mechanic? He had walked into it with curiosity. Maybe that was why the machines trusted him. He moved to the quantum engine again. This time it did not frighten him. He placed his hand on the outer shell. The device responded with a soft pulse, like a heartbeat. It recognized him. Rian felt something like pride. He didn't understand the science, but he could feel the machine's purpose. It wanted to work. It wanted to power something greater. Suddenly, the console behind him flashed with a warning. External signal detected. The pod said, a ship is approaching. Rian spun around. A ship? Who? The hologram projector turned on, showing a small spacecraft entering the atmosphere above the planet. It was old and rusty, but fast. Black smoke trailed behind it. It is not Zari, the pod said. Rian's stomach tightened. Is it dangerous? Unknown. Rian stepped up to the console. Do we have defenses? We do, the pod answered. But they are offline. Only you can activate them. Rian stared at the screen again. He didn't want to fight. He didn't want to hurt anyone. But he had to protect the garage. It was now his responsibility. Try contacting them, he said. A moment later, a shaky voice came through the speakers. Hello? Is anyone there? I'm picking up a strange power signal from your location. Please respond. Rian felt himself relax. This didn't sound like a threat. He pressed a button. This is Rian Hale. Who is this? My name is Mara, the voice replied. I'm a scavenger. I'm not here to steal anything. I swear. I saw a power spike from your place. What's going on? Rian looked at the pod. It gave no answer. He took a breath. You might want to land. I can explain better in person. The line went quiet for a moment. Then, okay, I'm coming down. The hologram changed, showing Mara's ship landing near the garage. Rian left the vault and climbed the stairs back into the upper level. The doors opened with a warm breeze. Outside, the dusty air blew softly as Mara's ship touched the ground. A woman stepped out, worn boots, dusty coat, tired eyes. She looked around in surprise. This place was dead last year, she said. Now it feels like it's glowing. Rian smiled a little. Yeah, things change fast. Mara stared at him. You found something, didn't you? He hesitated, then nodded. Not something. A whole system. Old alien tech. Still working. Still powerful. Her eyes widened. And you control it? I guess I do. She laughed in disbelief. A human mechanic controlling a lost alien facility. That's crazy. Yeah, Rian said. But it's real. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. You could use this for good. You know that, right? Humans have never had tech like this. Rian looked back at the garage. His garage now. He thought about all the power inside. He could hide it. He could sell it. He could rule with it. But none of those ideas felt right. He looked at Mara again. I want to fix things, he said. I want to help people. That's all I know how to do. Mara smiled. Then maybe that's why the place chose you. Rian felt a warm feeling in his chest. Maybe she was right. Maybe humans were not the strongest or the smartest species, but they were stubborn, brave, curious, and full of hope. And sometimes that was enough to change everything. He walked back into the garage and touched the wall. The lights brightened softly, like a machine smiling. Let's start fixing the future, he said. And the alien garage, now awake and alive, agreed.